So again, we're factoring a trinomial using trial and error. The difference is our leading coefficient in this case is not a prime number. And therefore, we're going to be looking at more possible combinations than what we were looking at previously. We might get lucky, might get it in the second try, but there will end up being, in this case, there'll end up being 4 possibilities based on what our values are for our coefficient and constant. I'll go ahead and write this out over here again to the left. 8x squared minus 14x plus 3. So we're looking at the factors of our leading term. So we know it could be x times 8x, or it could be 2x times 4x. And I believe that's the only possibilities for our leading terms. Now we need to look at possible factors for all of the binomials based on the fact that we have factors of 1 and 3 for 3. So let's look at our possible factors and then look at their product. I'll write this out in the middle so we can kind of keep track here, since there are going to be more possibilities than previously. Possible factors, and then the product. So let's start with our 1x and 8x. So that's going to be x times 8x. Now we know it's going to be minus and minus because we have a negative 14x here. So we know it's going to be both minuses. Minus, minus, and then we'll look at the first with the first and the second with the second to start off. So x minus 1 times 8x minus 3. What does that give us? That gives us 8x squared minus 8x minus 3x is minus 11x plus 3. Well, 11x is not what we want, so that's not going to work. So what about if we use x and 8x? You know it's going to be minus, minus, but then we'll swap the other terms. So x minus 3 and then 8x minus 1. That's going to give us 8x squared minus 24x and minus x. That's minus 25x plus 3. So that's not what we want. So we'll move on to the other two possible factors of our leading term. So 2x and 4x. So we'll go 2x minus 4x minus. We'll go with first with first and second with second again. So 2x minus 1 times 4x minus 3. That's going to give us 8x squared minus 6x minus 4x. So that's going to be minus 10x plus 3. That's not what we want. So 2x minus 4x minus, and then we'll swap them. So this will be minus 3, 2x minus 3, and 4x minus 1. What does that give us? Hopefully that gives us 8x squared minus 2x minus 12x. That's minus 14x. And then plus 3. So that's what we wanted. Our factorization ends up being 2x minus 3 times 4x minus 1. And again, using trial and error, we look at the possible factors of the first term, and then we look at the possible factors of the constant, the last term, and then we look for all possible combinations of using those factors until we find the product that gives us our original expression.